I told my wife she poisoned her friend's marriage by convincing her that her husband was cheating. Last week, my wife came home from coffee with her friend Lisa and immediately started telling me about their conversation. Lisa has been having problems with her husband Mark lately, and my wife was giving her advice. The advice? You should meet with a lawyer just in case. It's probably a midlife crisis, porn, or he's cheating on you. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Lisa and Mark have been married for 8 years and have 2 kids together. Yeah, they were going through a rough patch, but what couple doesn't? The thing is, my wife does this all the time. Whenever one of her friends has marriage problems, she immediately jumps to the worst possible conclusion and tells them to prepare for divorce. It's like she wants everyone to be as cynical about marriage as she is. When she finished telling me the story, I completely lost it. I told her that Lisa's marriage was none of her business and she had no right to plant those kinds of ideas in her head. She looked shocked that I was getting mad, but I kept going. You don't need to sleep with someone to wreck their marriage, I said. Sometimes you just have to drop poison into it and watch it fall apart. That's when she got defensive and said she was just being a good friend and looking out for Lisa. But here's what she didn't know. Mark had actually talked to me 2 weeks ago about their problems. He told me he felt disconnected from Lisa, but he wanted to fix things. He'd been looking into couples counseling and was planning to suggest it to her. He loved his wife and wanted to make their marriage work. But now my wife had given Lisa this whole script about how Mark was probably cheating and she needed to protect herself. Lisa was going to go into every conversation with Mark already believing he was the bad guy. There was no way they could work things out now. I went off on my wife. I told her that her advice was dangerous and irresponsible. That every time a husband feels disconnected, she automatically assumes it's porn or cheating. Look at yourself in the mirror, I said, before you decide to play the victim in a story you made up in your head. I told her I couldn't respect the poor me dance she was encouraging because her advice makes one person the innocent victim and the other person the automatic villain. It's lazy because it requires zero self-reflection and zero accountability. Has Lisa been showing up for Mark? I asked. Has she been meeting his needs? Or has she just been assuming the worst about him? My wife got really quiet. Then she said I was being unfair and that women need to protect themselves. But I wasn't done. I told her this was going to blow back on us. We're all in the same friend group. Mark and Lisa, me and my wife, we all hang out together. If this spirals into a divorce because of seeds my wife planted, it's going to get really awkward really fast. Mark wanted to fight for his marriage, I said, and you just took that option away from him by convincing his wife he's a cheater. She started crying and said I was attacking her for trying to help a friend, but I stood my ground. 2 days later, Lisa filed for divorce. Mark was blindsided. He called me asking what happened and if I knew anything. I had to lie and say I didn't. The whole friend group is falling apart now. People are taking sides and everyone wants to know what caused the sudden split. My wife feels terrible but won't admit she did anything wrong. She keeps saying Lisa was going to divorce him anyway, but I know the truth. Mark wanted to save his marriage and my wife made sure that never happened.